What is up, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party review. This is going to be the Ocular Max Probus Regenesis, their G2 of Brawl. And there he is, all the way around. Pretty decent. This is one that I never got to review the original Ocular Max Probus, so this is all going to be new for me. Hopefully we'll be able to complete this set, unlike the last time that I went through the Ocular Max Combaticons. But yeah, it's really striking green and purple color scheme. Looks like he was ripped straight out of the Marvel Comics. And it looks pretty decent. Very homage to the, of course, the G2 with the purple camouflage. I like it. In terms of accessories, he does come with a gun here, which, like all the other guns in this series, has got a tab on the back of the hand. Will fit right into his fist, curl the fingers around, and he will hold that quite nicely. He also comes with this other set of cannons here, and you can equip this in the robot mode as well. What you do is take his little guns here and his turret, turn that all the way around, and then open up this panel here, and then this, we'll straighten those up like that, will fit in right here. You can see there's a tab in there that'll fit into this slot right there. I feel like this should be sitting up a bit higher, but I don't see a means for it to do that. That definitely interferes with its head quite a bit, doesn't it? But yeah, you can give him over-the-shoulder guns. He also comes with, in here where he's got his instructions and his collector's card and his text back reader, he also comes with a couple of these little antenna things. I don't really like putting them on here because I'm concerned about either losing them or breaking them, but I will put them on to show this off. They are made out of kind of a flexi plastic. You get this flexi plastic in several parts. I think this is actually made from, no, maybe not. But these are definitely flexi plastic. These mirrors here are flexi plastic. So, I wonder if this is flexi plastic too. Yikes, his head is just being buried. But anyhow, I wonder if I just ended up doing this all wrong. If I go like that, nope. Well, yeah, there we go. Now it doesn't interfere with his head. I simply did it all wrong. That's what I get for not paying attention to instructions. That does work a bit better. And I think it's kind of a cool look. But anyhow, back to what I was doing before. So, for articulation, starting from the head and working our way down, his head is on a ball joint. Nice, really good head sculpt on this guy, by the way. I really like the angular cube head shapes of all of the G1 combiners. I just like their heads. But it's on a ball joint, looks up and down, rotates all the way around just fine. His shoulders will rotate around. They've got a joint here in the shoulder and then a joint here above the shoulder. And using those together, he can go out for the full tree pose. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, though, I mean, because of the sculpt of his arm, you're not going to get super far. Hands are just like literally exactly like all the other ones. So wrist swivel, ball joint on the thumb, single joint on all the rest of the fingers. He does come with an ab crunch. Oh, I've already lost one of these. A waist swivel. He has skirt armors on the back and the front, allowing his leg to kick that far forward. As far back as you can get before it hits the backpack. Go out for the full Van Damme. You get a tricep swivel. Now, he's got a bend at the knee, but there's this little tab here. When you put his knee up, you can kind of feel there's a tab that you can see in there. And that tab goes into a slot. But not like super securely. You can feel it get into place. And then this goes through back behind here. And I think it's supposed to push in and lock, but it doesn't push in at all. And so when you bend the knee, this will basically always slip out of position. Unless you make sure to specifically put your finger there. In which case the knee will give you about 90 degrees of bend. The toe will move up and down. The heel is supposed to be fairly rigidly fixed in place, and you get some tiltage on the foot. I do get a little bit of G2 Megatron vibes off of him, but not nearly as much as I get Hulk vibes off of him. Like, seriously, he's got like the purple spandex pants and then like green and green everywhere else, so yeah. But anyhow, let's get him transformed up into his tank mode. So we'll start at the feet. You want to pull on this heel spur that will allow you to then fold it up. Disconnect this heel. There's a little double joint here that you'll bring up. And then you'll fold the toe down. And that's it for the heel. For the foot, we'll do it on the other side here. Pull on that heel. Bring that up. Bring this up on its double joint. Bring the toe down. And that's all good. Bring his legs together. Rotate this whole thing at the waist. 180 degrees. And then for the knees, what you want to do is you want to kind of bring them back. And they'll basically be folding in backwards. And then in a little bit here, we'll use these buttons to move this up. But let's get into the upper body here. So the transformation of the arm is actually fairly clever. I like it. So you want to take this hand and rotate. Oh yeah, rotate it so the back of the hand is facing this purple panel here. Bring this purple panel around so that it folds up right flush against the back of the hand. And then you can bring this out and then separate this around. You've got a tab here. Now, to put this tab in, you don't just like push it in like that. You have to like turn it on this joint here to kind of lead the tab in and then straighten it out, and there you go. This green panel here is actually on a slider, like so. So don't slide that in until you get that in. Then you've got this T-shaped tab here. And you can bring that straight down on the T-shaped tab. Again, when you're untransforming it, make sure you bring that panel straight up to disconnect it from that T-shaped tab, because you don't want to stress or damage that tab. And then we will do the same for the other hand. Bring that around, purple panel, bring this out and about, lead that to the slot and then straighten it up. And then slide this straight down on top of that T-shaped panel. For the head here, you want to bring up this chest plate here, bring down this panel here, and now what you want to do is, we'll bring this chart out for maximum space. Basically, you want to bring this back to get the head through there, and then bring this all around forward. And now bring up this panel here. You can get this all, basically, by lining up this detail, you'll know you're in the right place. And then this guy here is going to straighten up and fold under. See, they'll fit into those little divots right there. And then what you're doing here is this little angle part of here is actually going to fit into that slot, that angled slot. And then you've got like this slot here fits into that tab, and this tab kind of fits into that slot there, and then this tab kind of fits into that slot there. And so you got to do some trickery to get it to work, but it all seems to work, so we'll do that with the other side as well. Give it a good squeeze to make sure that everything is seated in place. And now we're going to push this little button right here on both sides to slide this up. And then last but not, I should have done this before. Well, it's okay. You've got little slots on here that's going to fit into tabs there, and then these fold up. And that is mostly it. Now, I look at this and I see this circular section here, and I feel like the turret is supposed to be concentric to that. Now, I'm not super familiar with exactly what type of tank this is, so I'm not sure if that's exactly correct. I have seen people who bring it back to this other slot, or at least say it needs to come back to this other slot. Actually, that works out. That looks pretty good. Again, I'm not sure exactly which one's perfectly accurate, but, you know. And I didn't read the instructions because, you know me, I'm a dumbass. Open up these panels here to finish it up. And there it is in its vehicle mode. Now, to store his weaponry, you can take this gun here, flip the handle in, and that'll plug in right there. And then this little gun set will fold out these panels here, and then this slot will fit onto these tabs. Of course, with these, little antenna things that they're going to bend every time you turn this turret. I don't really like that. Of course, the simplest answer is to just take these off, so you don't have to worry about bending them, breaking them, or losing them. Just safely stow them away in your sandwich baggie. And I think that still looks fine. But yeah, he's got little tiny wheels. I can't tell if he's rolling or just sliding. This gun doesn't really hold on super securely, but to be perfectly honest, I don't really like that gun anyhow. You can rotate this on this little peg. You can rotate the turret. You can raise this up and down. And yeah, that's pretty much all you got. It is a swanky looking tank thing from all sides, including the bottom. I dig it. I'm really looking forward to putting this whole thing together. But anyhow, that's all I've got for that. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This does get a recommendation for me. But everybody, thank you for watching. Stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya. Bye.